Hey guys, this is Vicky with Southern Crossroad Creations, and we're going to make a patriotic sign tonight. I found this sign at Walmart in the craft aisle, and we're going to use a chippy brush and some Snow White paint by Waverly. So you're going to take the entire piece and just kind of basically brush it just kind of lightly all over the piece. The chippy brush works actually really great because it has like little fibers that are like not all equal, and it just helps with the paint not to be so thick. Excuse me. So once you get it all on there, and I definitely want this to be very rustic, very primitive. So I want some of that brown stain that they did, I want it to show through. So I did not have a stamp for stars, and so I thought, what if I took one of these little wood pieces from Dollar General? They come in a pack, they're all different size stars. Just took a barbecue skewer and hot glued it to the front part of the star, or the top of the star. That paint right there is folk art, and it's ink spot. And so before I did that, make sure it's completely dry. And then I just took my little sander. Now this comes from Amazon. I absolutely love this. It comes with a couple different grits paper that you can put on your sander. And I just went ahead and sanded the entire piece. Now I did not show the stars because it did take me just a little bit to do them, but I think they came out really cute. So all I did is I just dipped it in that ink spot and just pressed it onto the corner of my board. Okay, so this paint right here is actually just craft paint, and it's called True Red. And it's the brand, if you want to know the brand, it's called Anita's All Purpose. And it's just some of the paint that I just had, but you can use any type of red. Now I did not want these lines to be straight. Like again, we're gonna do a primitive sign. So I basically just brushed it on there the best I could. Okay, sorry for my camera, I do fix it, but for some reason it's kind of got a little dark spot up there. So now what I want to do is I want to darken up this white. It was a little bit too white for me. Again, we're going to go with a primitive look. So we're going to take some antique wax by Waverly, and we're going to put it over the entire piece. This is just going to kind of make it very muted and just like look very vintage and very old. Now I did go over the entire piece, went over the red, the blue, the stars, white, everything. And I like it so much better that that is not very stark white. Then I took my sander again once it dried and went over the entire piece again. Okay, this little banner right here I got from Hobby Lobby, and it was $2.99 with 40% off. And I love the little banner that it was, the little pieces of freedom. And then these little two packs of beads wire, those came from Dollar Tree. Sorry, I was trying to remember. So I went ahead and grabbed, now I did put 2 of these packs back for Christmas because we'll definitely do crafting with these at Christmas time, but make sure you grab those. Okay, so what I did with this is going to be what we're going to outline our flag. Now this is Dollar Tree rope, and all I did is undo the braid. So when you undo the rope, you're going to have 3 different strands, and we're going to use one strand over, for the entire piece. We're not going to double up the strands. So we're going to take hot glue and go completely around the entire board. Now make sure you do have your finger protectors because you will definitely burn them on this particular project because you are pressing that down into your hot glue. So once you go over the entire piece, then we're going to go back and we're going to do each one of the stripes. Now I did go ahead and actually outline my stars as well, and you'll see that. This just creates just kind of a really pretty effect. And again, this is very primitive, and so it also looks wavy. So because of the braid, now if you'll remember, I used this exact rope unbraided on that pillow. I did a pillow one time with it, and I also used rickrack. Now you can use the rickrack if you want to, the ribbon as well, But I just love the way that this comes out with this rope. Okay, so what I did is I went above the red stripe and below the red stripe. Now, just to give you a kind of a clue and a point here is make sure that when you go to first put your, and you'll see me do it again here in just a minute, roll that end of that strand of rope between your fingers to get those strands back together, because they will kind of want to come apart, meaning each one of those strands are individual. Once you undo the rope, the 3 strands of the braid, each one of it's not a solid piece of rope. It is individual little tiny pieces of string. So you'll notice that when I go to do that, I'll roll that, and even on the other side, just make sure that you put enough hot glue in order to keep it. But it looks so pretty once this gets done, and you'll actually see it. It just makes it look like it's wavy. Okay, and then when I did at the ends, I went back, and I don't believe I showed it on video, but just take one of your barbecue skewers or pair of scissors and just kind of poke those ends of the rope into the one that goes down, like on the very ends of the board. Make sure you go down on those, if that makes sense. If you have questions, you can always message me, and I'll kind of go over it with it. And also, if you want supplies, just message me supplies, and I'll get the supplies list out to you as well. But how cute is that already, y'all? I just think I love the effect that it gives. Okay, this ribbon right here came from Walmart. It has the stars, or the stripes, not the stripe, the stars, and then the solid red for the stripes. So what I did is we're going to make a bow for the top of it. Now I did measure this out. It comes out to about 7.5 inches. Normally I do not measure, but I always get that question of what the length of the bows are. And then what I did is I went ahead and did the same measurement for the stars. There's 4 strands of each color. And then this ribbon right here, I actually got at Hobby Lobby, and it was on their red tag sale. And I grabbed it up because it was $1.99, y'all. Such a good price. It was like a $9.99 roll. So almost a $10 roll of ribbon, and I got for $1.99. So definitely make sure when you are checking out those red tag sales, make sure you go and check out the ribbon section too, because you'll find ribbon on sale as well. Okay, I only did 2 of the white strands, and then what I did with these is we're going to add these to our bow as well. Went ahead and I clipped off the end of the wire because it didn't really have any of the little beads on it. Did that on both of them to get rid of that excess. And then what I did is I put them together and then just cut. I really did not measure. I would say probably they're maybe 4 inches, maybe 6, somewhere in between there. But you can kind of, if you want more of it showing, then obviously you can do it longer as well. And I did 2 of each color for that. So in order to make this bow, we're just going to start crisscrossing our ribbon. I'm going to save the beads and the white ribbon for last. You'll see what I do that. But just go ahead and crisscross each one of your strands. And it does get a little bit full in your hand, but you can do this. You'll see me kind of make a little bit of adjustments with my thumb, and I got it right there in the middle of the bow. And that's important because when we go to tie this off, you're going to need to find the center in order to get it super tight to keep all the bow pieces together. Okay, now I'm going to add the white ribbon here. And then I'm going to go back in with the blue. Actually, I did go back and put the beads in there as well. and I crisscrossed them exactly the same. And then went ahead and did the blue ribbon to kind of cover up that wire there. Okay, now once you get it all together, you're going to take your twine and go right up through the center, and then you're going to tie that off really tight, double knotted, just as tight as you can get it, because it's gonna be a little bit of material getting all of that pulled together, because there is a lot of ribbon there. Now the ribbon that I'm using, the red and the blue stars, it's like a burlap ribbon. It is wired, but it's kind of like a burlap. So you'll notice, it's kind of tight and pretty thick. But if you had other types of ribbon, just make sure it's wired for this type of bow, because if not, you'll get some little floppy pieces. Now you can use material bow as well. You just won't be able to use them as long of a piece. So what I'm doing right here is I'm taking one of my paint brushes and then just twirling those wire pieces, and that way they stand up, and it just adds that extra character to your bow. But how pretty is that? I just love these colors together, and I love the star. I'm so thankful that I found the stars on that ribbon. Okay. Now here's my bag of buttons. Y'all know I love my buttons, and so I also got these from Amazon. If you want the link for the buttons, then just message me buttons and I'll get those to you. But they came all in this one pack, and I have continuously used these so many different times. There's so many different cute buttons in there. Okay, I was trying to figure out exactly how that I wanted to have this little banner. I decided, because I didn't want it, it wasn't quite long enough to go from end to end. So I kind of just did a curvature of the banner, the freedom. And you'll see how I did that. And what I did is I just kind of cut off the string of, what came with it. And again, you can put the banner just whichever way you want. You can put it straight across. There's literally, so many different ways you can do this. You could put it down at the bottom. Anywhere you put it would be really cute. I just kind of did it kind of curved, just to kind of act like it was kind of hanging like a normal banner would hang. And then I just hot glued the button right there. Thank you guys so much for being on my page. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you pass it down the road for me, which means share, like, and comment. And if you want any of the links, just message me and I'll get those to you, and along with the supply list. And I hope you guys will make this. Let me know if you do. And I thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. And for more, you can visit SouthernCrossroadCreations.com and on YouTube. Thanks, guys.